Now, imagine getting to the top of your game in your own country only to find that abroad your qualifications aren't recognised in quite the same way. Well, that's exactly what happened to full-time Turkish assistant referee Tim Derekler when he left his home for love and settled in sunny Tameside. He joins us now with his wife Amanda. So a bit of explanation needed. You two met in Turkey.
Yes.
Where you were a full-time professional referee.
Yeah.
You did some amateur refereeing as well. You brought Tim back to the UK,
yes,
where you were initially graded as in the top ranking of refs, but then you were brought down a ranking. So your battle now is to get back up to the top grading, isn't it?
I hope so.
Yeah, I think they graded him at level 5. I think they graded him at level 5 initially, which isn't actually as good as the grade he's been given finally. It was after the support we've had from Manchester FA and the persistence and showing his career in Turkey that has convinced them, and having watched and observed him, it convinced them to take Tim at level 4, which is better than we expected.
I think we need to put into a bit of context as well. And Tim was refereeing in front of how many thousand people?
Nearly 30,000.
Nearly 30,000 UEFA Cup games in Poland as well.
Yeah, and 3 years ago UEFA Cup game.
And then you did the one in Manchester just a few weeks ago, and how many people were there?
Nearly 25.
Good.
So just a little bit different. Just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Why is it exactly then that they've not just put you straight in refereeing 32,000 people in England?
Why have you not started at the top level here?
I don't know about this anything, but I am from Turkey, and England football culture different. Turkish football culture different. I should learn about England football culture. I think this is why.
Okay. You had a bit of a baptism by fire, didn't you? Your first game was at the Gregorians versus Rochdale.
Yeah. How
did, first of all, the standard of football compare, but also the behaviour of the players compare to the game in Turkey?
In Turkey, I used to be Turkish Super League assistant referee, but sometimes I went to amateur match. In Turkey, amateur match, same Manchester Premier League.
Okay.
Exactly the same.
Really, same standard. And I know that you found some of the players in Manchester used a bit of bad language.
Yeah, in Turkey, football players, they cannot say bad language, they cannot speak bad language, but in here...
That's exactly the way it should be here, though, isn't it?
In Turkey, just fans.
Yeah.
Just fans, football players.
Amanda, you guys met when you went on holiday
yes,
to Turkey, and it's what people might say is a classic story. Does it frustrate you slightly that people think it's a bit of a cliche?
People assume, because my husband's Turkish, that I met him in a bar where he was a waiter, and sometimes I find myself explaining the whole story every time to everybody I meet, basically.
And you met at a football match?
We met at a football match. I was there with my friend and her 10-year-old son, and Tim's great with kids, and I think the chat was with the little boy first, and then we got chatting and swapped email addresses, and then it went from there.
Well, the course of true love never did run smooth, so let's hope that next time you're on the show you're a top grading ref, because he ought to be.
Yeah, fingers crossed for you, definitely. It's just a case of learning the language of football, like you were saying before.
Yeah.
They've said at the FA that, you know, there is definitely a chance of progressing quickly, just as long as you can learn the language, so good luck to you, and I hope it works out for you.
Rave reviews from
Thank you
the
very
FA,
much.
so next time you're on the show I'm sure you'll be a top graded ref.